Welcome to 360 Codecamp, a sub basic for data analysis. Um, this class we're going to learn how to prepare data with Microsoft Excel. This is one of the comprehensive Excel training for data analytics. Okay, so my name is Chidebere, and I'll be your instructor in today's lesson. So we will start with the introduction. Please, can you mute your mic? Mute your mic. Thank you. So we'll start with the introduction to spreadsheet for data analysis. So I'm welcoming you to this lesson on Excel Basic for data analysis. If you are looking to dive into the world of data analysis using spreadsheets, this lesson is the perfect starting point. So we will explore how to prepare data for analysis using Microsoft Excel, a key tool in the data analyst toolkit, inspired by practices from Microsoft, and IBM and Microsoft, and as well Google. So this lesson will equip you with essential skills in data cleaning and analysis. We will begin by exploring spreadsheet terminology, getting comfortable with the interface, and navigating around worksheets and workbooks. So you will learn how to select, enter, and edit data. Let me share my screen so that okay. Mm, okay. Let me just share it out. Let's share this from audio. Okay, so you can see my screen now, right?
Mm,
Can I see my screen?
still loading. Yeah,
Sorry?
the video we look at.
Can you see my screen?
Yeah, I can see your screen now.
Okay. So, like I said, we will begin by exploring spreadsheet terminology, getting comfortable with the interface, and navigating around worksheets and workbooks. So you will learn how to select, enter, and edit data, along with techniques for copying, autofilling, and formatting data to suit your needs. So, in this lesson, this particular section, we will cover common spreadsheet applications, where we will explore the various spreadsheet tools available today. Okay. Then we will also talk about common uses for spreadsheets, where we will also understand how spreadsheets are used in both business and non-business context. We'll also cover key advantages. Okay, key advantages of using spreadsheet. We will learn why spreadsheets are preferred to for managing and analyzing data. Then we will learn how data analysis use spreadsheet. Okay, how data analyst, I mean to say, how data analysts can use spreadsheet. Okay, we will see how these tools are specifically used in data analysis. Okay, so spreadsheets have been a game changer in data management analysis. So we'll see the advantages of a spreadsheet, understand the advantages of using spreadsheet for your analysis. Okay, so spreadsheets allow you to automate complex calculations, ensuring accuracy and efficiency. Understand? It helps you to automate complex calculation, ensuring accuracy and efficiency. It also helps you to organize and filter large data sets easily. It will also help you to visualize data through charts and graphs. It will also help you to edit and rectify data entry mistakes with ease. Okay, so it will also help you to manage and analyze data in a way that is accessible to both beginners and experts. It will also help you to make accurate calculations. So with spreadsheet, you can perform both mathematical and the statistic analysis. Okay, so in we also learn the most common business uses for spreadsheet in a situation whereby if you are a business owner and you want to learn how you can use spreadsheet applications, you want to use spreadsheets for your business purposes. So here we'll talk about the most common business uses for spreadsheet applications, which include data entry storage. Okay, in a business environment, spreadsheets are indispensable for data entry and the storage. It's also indispensable for comparing large data sets, modeling and planning, charting, identifying trends, flow charts for business processes, tracking business sales. If you want to track your business, like I said, maybe you want to track you are in 2025 and you want to track your business sales in the previous years, maybe in 2024 or so. You can use spreadsheet to do this. You can use spreadsheet to perform financial forecasting, statistical analysis. I've already mentioned that. Profit and loss accounting, budgeting, forensic auditing, payroll and tax reporting, invoicing, and scheduling. You can use spreadsheet to do this and so on. Okay. So, okay, um outside of business, spreadsheet are versatile tools for managing personal finances and expenses. It can help you to manage your personal finances and budgets. It can also help you to track fitness and health goals. Understand? It also helps you to organize schedules and to-do lists. So even if you are an athlete or you used to go to gym house to gym, you can use spreadsheet to track your fitness and health goals. You can use it to manage your personal finances and budget. You can use it for cataloging collections. Yeah, maybe you want to collect catalogs such as music or books and other files. Then you can also use it to manage your household expenses. This is not for business use. It's just for your personal expenses or household expenses and receipts and so on. Okay. So through this lesson, you will participate in hands-on labs designed to help you apply what you have learned to real-world business scenarios. So by the end, you will not only be able to understand how to use Excel for data analysis, but also when and why is the right tool for the job. So when we go to the lab, I mean the practical, we will be doing it together. Okay, it seems like okay, I'm just like you and the same position with you. And okay, we are asked to do this. Okay, how are we going to do it? How are we going to find out? We look, it's going to be that's why I want it to be like, okay, I'm in your shoe, understand, as a beginner, so that it will help you to understand. I have to come down to that level so that I will be able to simplify the teaching and everything so that you be able to capture. It will be like you are doing it as if you are doing it personally or you're the one doing this. So that's why I want it to be. I don't want it to be like it to be too technical or like an expert and all that, and you may not even capture what I'm saying. And at the end, I will share the particular file we use for practical, so you can as well follow up and practice on your own. Okay. So let's discuss different spreadsheet applications. Before we jump into the practical exercises, let's quickly discuss some of the most popular spreadsheet applications available today. Okay. So why Microsoft Excel is the most widely used and feature rich option. There are several other spreadsheet with what consideration. Okay. So you can consider using Google Sheet as well. For example, of this Google Sheet offers a web-based solution that is free and it integrates with other Google services. So once you have it, just like once you have a Gmail account, you can be able to you have access to all every other um, Google services. So if you have a Gmail, that means you can use Google Sheet. Understand? So it's free to use. Uh, Unlike Microsoft, where you might need to buy to subscribe to their maybe promo and all of that. Though recently Microsoft has begun to consider that maybe if you're a developer, if you are a student and all of that, you might be able to use spreadsheet for some certain Microsoft Excel for to an extent. And there is what is called Microsoft Excel Online, but it doesn't have all the features the desktop app has. Okay. So the next spreadsheet that is worth consideration is LibreOffice. Okay. LibreOffice Calc is a free open source desktop application that provides basic functionality for data analysis. And there are many other options like you can see Zoho Sheets, you can see Open Office Calc, and you can also see free Smartsheet and Apple numbers, each with its own strengths and limitations. Every spreadsheet applications that you see here have their own strength and their own limitations. No matter how powerful Microsoft Excel is, it has a limitation. Okay, the same goes to Google. Even Google is free. Once you have Gmail, you can be able to access it and all of that, which makes it also powerful. It's also its own strength, but it also has its own limitation. So why use a spreadsheet at all? Why do we use spreadsheet? Okay, so spreadsheets are powerful tools for organizing, calculating, and analyzing data. So they allow you to automate calculations, maintain data accuracy, and easily modify or correct your data. So spreadsheets also enable you to visualize your data with charts, graphs, and reports, making them indispensable for both business and personal data management. So as we progress, you will see how spreadsheet can be used for a variety of business applications, from data entry and the financial forecasting to statistical analysis and project management. So you also learn how to use spreadsheet for personal tasks like budgeting, fitness tracking, and even managing lists and inventories. So this is to tell you that no matter what where you belong, whether you're a project manager, you are a financial manager or financial analyst, or you are accountant or manager or whatever field you belong to, you cannot escape using spreadsheet. It is a very powerful tool used in business, both in the business and the individual settings. Okay, so how a data analyst use spreadsheet? Okay, we have discussed this slide. I think we have discussed this slide. We have discussed this slide. Let's wait. Okay, LibreOffice. I've discussed all of this in this slide, even without going to it. So, yeah, how a data analyst use spreadsheets. How does a data analyst use spreadsheet? So, as a data analyst, you can leverage spreadsheet for collecting data. Okay, what does this mean? This is the stage where you will harvest data from various sources and aggregate it into a central file. Okay, so maybe you want to collect data from different sources. Okay, it's just like harvesting your yam and storing it in the yam barn. So that's what it's all about. It's all about collecting, harvesting data from various sources, then aggregate it into a central file. Okay, we also use spreadsheet for data cleaning. Okay, when you import a data from any source, that data might be very dirty. Okay, it might be very dirty. When we get to um, how we can use spreadsheet to clean data, you understand what it means for a data to be dirty. Okay, so you can use spreadsheet to clean your data. In this stage, you will remove duplicates. That's what it means for your data to be dirty. That means that data contains duplicates. Maybe a data entry after adding um, the name of a product and maybe after adding someone's name and or maybe someone's details. Understand? Maybe my name, maybe where I'm from, and all that. Maybe in the five, maybe in the row five, I will also mistakenly enter the information again, forgotten that I added it was actually maybe in the first row or second row. So people normally make that mistake where they enter data as in for the second time, it becomes a duplicate. Okay, you can also, while cleaning data, this also means you want to correct errors, maybe some typographical errors. Maybe the person wanted to type maybe analyst, and the person will miss Y in the list part of it, maybe Miss A, and it will become analyst. The data become data. Imagine someone want to maybe record my name. Maybe I'm their customer and they wanted to type Chidebere and it types something else. Maybe Miss um it will mix a spelling and all that. If you are analyzing, if you want to visualize the data or create an insight, or maybe you want to count number of times Chidebere bought items from you, that one single letter or alphabet that you miss will, as in, can cause a confusion, which means that Excel will no longer count it as number of time as Chidebere. It counts it as a different individual. So it might make it might give you a wrong insight on or on what you want to result you want to get. So okay another things we can do with by cleaning data is to resolve inconsistencies to improve data quality. Okay, when for instance after typing something in capital letter, you maybe first row is in capital, maybe someone's name, the first row is in capital letter, the second row in small letter, the third row maybe is capitalized, the data is not consistent. Understand? This one is in capital for letter, and this that's uppercase. This one is in uppercase. This one is in lowercase. This one is capitalized. This there is a lot of inconsistencies in that data. So spreadsheet helps us to resolve the inconsistencies. So another thing we can do with spreadsheet is analyzing data. Okay, data analysis involves different stages. Okay, which data analysis is part of stages of data analytics or data science. So spreadsheet help you to perform this data analysis. It helps you to analyze data. So here you will use filtering, sorting, and function to extract insights from the data. Okay, so when we get to practical, you see how these are being done. So another thing spreadsheet helps us to do is to visualize data. This is a very important aspect of um, data analysis as a data analyst or business intelligence analyst. So in this case, you will create charts. You create chart and graphs to present your findings clearly and effectively. So let's discuss the basics of using a spreadsheet applications. So now let's get started with the basic of a spreadsheet. We will discuss on Microsoft Excel. We'll focus more on Microsoft Excel. Remember, I showed you we have seen other spreadsheet applications we have that we can use. They all have similar or almost the same functionalities, though their user interface might be a bit different. I mean, the look and feel, it might be a bit different. What you see, maybe the tabs are not arranged the same way it is in Excel, it is in Google Sheet or LibreOffice and all that. So, but in this class, we will focus on Microsoft Excel. But the skills you learn can be applied to other spreadsheet tools as well. So it's not like if you know how to use Microsoft Excel, you will know how to use Google Sheet. They are the same. Whatever you learn here, you can also apply it in the other spreadsheet applications. Okay, so um, spreadsheet has there are different types of spreadsheet. Okay, we have the full desktop version of Excel, which we are going to be using for the purpose of this training. Then we have also have um, Excel Online, where you can perform. Though in this training, this slide I'm using, majority of the tasks was used we use Excel Online, but in this particular training, majority of the tasks will be done using full desk version of Excel. Okay, yeah. So basic spreadsheet terminologies, we'll discuss this one later. We'll discuss that later. So the next thing we'll do, you learn how to do is how to open Excel. We'll get there soon. So I mean, opening Excel and creating a new workbook. That's the first thing. When you open an Excel, the first thing is to do what? To open and create a workbook, a new workbook. that we'll be using to work. So workbooks are the highest level component in Excel. Essentially, the files where all your data, calculations, and functions reside. So when you open Excel, you have the option to create a new blank workbook. That is what you are seeing here. Let me see if I can zoom this. Okay. Oh, this is not okay. I'm even minimizing. I thought I was zooming, so you can see what you have. Okay, I think it's better now. You can see it clearly. What I have on this slide. Please confirm. Can you hear me?
Yes, I sent you an emoji.
Okay, I want to make sure that you're here.
Okay, okay.
So I was discussing the when you open Excel, the first thing you do is to open. When you go to Excel, the first thing you do is to open and they create a new workbook. Okay, so when we open Excel, when we get there, we see the first thing you see is if you want to open, maybe open a blank, a new workbook, or open an existing one. So this is the blank. If you open a new workbook, you need to open a blank workbook. Maybe you want to create a new data or data set and all that. Or you can see an existing these ones are not the exist these one are templates that Excel provide. Maybe depending on what you want to do, it's just like to make the work easier for you. You can find the template. You can also find if you have an existing workbook that you are working with before, you can see it here or at the side. Understand? So that maybe if you want to go back to that workbook that you just finished working with maybe last night or yesterday, you can go straight on it. But if you want to open a new workbook, you have to select the blank workbook, new blank workbook. Okay. So I say okay. So workbooks, how workbooks are represented in Excel. Okay, so workbooks are essentially Excel files with the extension .xlsx. Okay, it is a file with that extension. Okay, to tell your device or any software that this is a workbook file. Okay, they contain all your data. They contain all your data, calculations that you performed, the functions that you use, and other underlying elements that you that is within them. Okay, so let's move to the next slide. So we will discuss sheets and tabs here. Okay, sheet tabs and worksheet cells. Okay, this area is called sheet tabs. Tabs, they are sheet tabs, and everything you are seeing here, these are cells. Okay, they are worksheet cells, while these are worksheet tabs. Okay, you can navigate two different tabs. You can even create a new one. Then these are cells in the worksheet. Cells. These where you're seeing my mouse moving. These are worksheet cells. So each workbook can contain multiple worksheets. You can have multiple worksheets. What like we have three here, sheet one, sheet two, sheet three. You can create more than as long as you can have. So each represented by a tab. So this is a tab. One tab, this is a tab, this is a tab. Okay, so these worksheets are made up of cells. Each worksheet we are in sheet three, and you can see different cells. They are made up of cells where the actual data is stored and manipulated. So if you type number here or an alphabet or whatever, you have actually stored that information on the worksheet. So each cell is identified by a column. Understand? It is identified by a column. It is identified by a column and the rows. Okay, each cell is identified by a column letter, the column letter and rows. Okay, I can see. I just want to zoom this letter, but I think it's too much. Okay, it is identified by column letters and the row number. Okay, these are rows. Okay, I wanted to see, let me reduce and see, okay, this slide doesn't show the column so that we can see the column numbers, the alphabet that we see here, maybe column A, B, C, D, and other are the column and letters, while the rows contain the row number. Understand? It contain the row numbers. So you can see such as you have maybe such as A3. When you see A3, if you click into a cell and maybe tell A3 or A1 or A2, or maybe if I click into this row 26, you see A26. It's actually telling you that you are in column A, row 26. Okay, this cell contains your data, which may be cells, text, numbers, formulas, or calculations. Okay, navigating a spreadsheet efficiently is key to working effectively in Excel. We will go over basic navigation techniques like using the arrow keys and scroll bars, as well as shortcuts like control plus home, and control plus end. You will also learn how to select data, whether it's a single cell, a range of cells, or even non-contiguous contiguous rows or columns. So we will be going to the lab now. Okay. By the time we are through with the practicals, you will have a solid understanding of how to navigate and use Excel for data analysis. You will know how to create and manage workbook. We will cover how to enter, copy, paste, and format data in Excel. Okay, building on the foundation we have laid in this lesson based on everything I'll discuss. So don't worry if you don't grasp everything immediately during the training. Okay, so during the practical, don't worry, even if you don't grasp everything immediately. Okay, but practice is essential. That is why I'm going to share the file to you so that you can practice. From there, you can get the data that we may use. Okay, you get the data that we may use, and maybe when we get there, I'll see if I can download the data that you can use, because I'm not sure if I've done that yet. Okay, so practice is very essential, and as you continue, you become more comfortable with Excel interface and this wide range of features. Okay, so let's get to let's do the practical. First of all, okay, let me stop sharing this particular, stop presenting. Okay, okay. Quality the audio. So let's go to, okay, to the presentation. So, like I said, the objective of this practical is, after completing the practical, you will be able to understand and use the basic element of a spreadsheet. Understand? We are saying the basics. So, you explore the ribbon, navigate around a worksheet, and select data. Okay, so that's the first thing. Then, okay, let's start with number one. So, the first thing is to open a cell. Um, I have a cell open already, but when you open an Excel, the first thing you see is you click on the new blank workbook. If you click on the new blank workbook, let me see if this can still be possible. Can you do that? That's if I close the cell now, try to reopen it. I don't want the time it might take. So I don't know if I should go to open the new. Maybe no, if I click new, let me see, let's try. Okay, very good. So when you open a cell, let's say you just open a cell, um, you will see the new blank workbook. You see the templates that are available, you can use to do, you know, Microsoft made them available for you. So maybe depending on the task you want to perform. Okay. So based on the instruction here, say in this is when you will learn about common spreadsheet elements. So you open Excel for the web. No, we are using Excel desktop version of Excel. So you click on the new blank workbook. So that's what you're going to do. Click on the new blank workbook. Okay. So when you click on the black workbook, the first thing you see, Excel will automatically save the workbook with book one. But the reason why we are seeing book two is because another, I've already have a spreadsheet that I opened. But because of the purpose of this I have to go back to showing in we are working with this spreadsheet area. So I will still go back to this particular spreadsheet, or maybe I will continue with the new one we created. So when you open, the first thing you see is Excel will automatically name it book one or two or three, depending on how many workbook you have open. I have already have one workbook which have been named, and we are going to practice how to rename that again now. So yeah, so we have opened the new blank workbook. Then the new blank workbook will automatically be saved in Excel as book. We have discussed that. Then the next thing is okay. So how to save the Excel? Okay. So you want to rename the Excel and give it something. So in the name box, first of all, how to get to the name box is you go to the file. I think that was discussed here. You want to name the file, you want to rename the workbook to something more meaningful. So you click on file, then save as, and then choose the rename. So that is what we are going to do. So what you do, remember in our digital literacy, computer literacy training, I told you that almost just all have this ribbon. Understand? Though they might have other functionalities that is not in this one, but they almost the same. So everything you see here are ribbons. This ribbon contains tabs, different tabs depending on what task you want to perform. So we are asked to go to file. And if you go to file, you go to save as. If I click save, it will save the workbook with book two. But the only thing there is that whatever I have performed there will be saved. But now I want to give it a specific name depending on the business you're working with or the solution you're working. So we can decide to save it in OneDrive or in this PC in your desktop. You want to save in your desktop, or that's in your OneDrive. That's if you have a Microsoft account, or if you so it will be saved on the cloud. Then, or you want to save it on your device, or then you can choose a folder from here if you want to save it on a specific folder. So, for instance, let me use this browse option, or even if I have selected this PC, it will still show me that option that I wanted. So let's say I want to save it in our 360 code count folder. So from here I can rename it. Okay, remember what I explained, every workbook are saved with extension XLSX. That's what you're seeing here. So now I want to rename it, and I want to name it, we are asked to rename it. Let me see the instruction that we have here. So we were asked to rename it with, let me go over here. Okay, we are asked to rename it with personal monthly expenditure. Personal monthly expenditure. So let's do that. Let me just leave it here. I don't want us to waste much time. Then you save. Once this is done, okay. Once this is done, Excel will automatically save the file from book, whatever book one or book two or book three. I don't know why this is taking long to save. Okay. Excel will automatically save it. I've already saved this. So let me just go back to Excel. Right. This thing is actually okay. That's where we are. Excel will automatically save it with the name that you gave it. I don't know why this thing is it network or what is crashing. I saved it already. Ah, goodness. It's time wasting. Okay. Once this is done, Excel automatically save it with the new name. We have Excel will assign the new name that we gave it. Remember when you open the workbook, the first thing you see is the book one or book two, depending on how many workbook you have open. So the next thing we want to do is okay. The next thing you want to do is the sheets. What Excel, every Excel book contains, in the save workbook you have one worksheet opened. Understand? that worksheet is named sheet 1. If you click plus once to you add you can click plus once to add another worksheet. You can have as many as worksheet as you have. Then if you want to rename the worksheet, you go double click on it, understand, to name the sheet. Okay, then we want to name the sheet expense 20. Like I said, we are going to use 2023, 2024 because we are in 2025. We want to okay, let me use instead of okay, let's use year. Otherwise, I would have used month, let's say. But since we are still in February, let me use maybe we want to check the expenses in our previous years. So, how do we do that? If you go back to Excel, okay. So remember, if you want to add a new sheet, you just click on plus. So you can have as many as worksheet that is as possible in a single workbook. So what I want to do here is if you double tap on the sheet 1, you want to rename it. So how you do that is to double tap. So what I want to do there, let me say expense 2024. Press enter and it will rename it. Another way you can rename is by selecting, okay, thank goodness. Another way you can rename it is to right click. When you right click on that tab, you can now go to the rename option and rename. So this one is going to be expense 2023. Okay. So, but the fastest way to do that is to double tap. Understand? So we have renamed our the sheet 1 and the sheet 2 to expense 2024 and expense 2023. So the next thing we will do is, okay, to maintain an appropriate worksheet tab sequence, you can click on the worksheet tab expense 2013 and drag it and drop it before the expense 2024. So remember, we use a different date, so I don't want to be mentioning the one we have here. I didn't edit this before the class. So to maintain the proper sequence, since we are in this particular worksheet, so I want to drag it to the other side so that you see 2023 first before 2024. Okay, so what you do is to double click and hold, then drag. Don't double, remember, if you want to rename, you double click, understand, but this time you double click, then hold it and drag it. It will move from that position to the other position. Okay, you can also move it by right clicking, then selecting move or copy. Then you can move it to, maybe if you have, maybe in the situation whereby I have up to 10 worksheet open, and it will be maybe trouble for me to move from, maybe I have up to 20 or something like that. So you can use this move to copy. I think I see this option in the where we will explain this, but maybe I can explain it when we get there. I will skip it. So what you do, if you select this move or copy, it will show you how many worksheets that you have available. So from here now, you can move this one to this one. Maybe you can move it down to the end or move it up. Understand? Arrange it where you want it to be. Understand? So if you want to move to the end or if you want to move it to the beginning, you can select the one you want to move. Understand? To where you want it to be. That is another way you can be able to, but this one is specifically when you have maybe too many worksheets, or if even if you want to move a particular worksheet like this one, you want to move it maybe to another workbook. Understand? You want to move it to another workbook that you have available, you can move it. I just selected it and it answers here. I don't want to, let me just click cancel. So but you understand what I'm trying to explain here. If you have maybe up to 20 worksheets open, okay, instead of clicking on one, you can actually use that option, move, copy, then select the position where you want it to be, then place it there and it will move. So let's go to the next. Okay, so the next thing is to click on the expense 2023 tab. Then we'll select an entire column by clicking on B in the top of the worksheet. Then select an entire row by clicking on the number 5 in the left of the worksheet. Then click cell B5 and a green outline will appear. Understand, when you click, maybe if you click on the cell B5, a green outline will appear around the cell. Then now check if you have clicked the correct cell by looking at the name box in the top left corner. This is the name box. So we'll get there. So what this is saying is that if you want to select entire column, maybe column B for instance, you click on the letter B to select. If you want to select a particular, if you want to select a entire row, let's just go to the to a cell and see what I'm trying to explain here. So since we have, let me now close, since we are in this level, let me now close this particular one and start working with this one. Let me just open this. Okay. Let's just don't save now. When you close a file, because I haven't saved the new task that I performed, understand, you can save before you close it, or I don't need to, maybe I don't want to save this particular whatever I've done there, the new things that I've done, not that I'm going to save the file, but whatever work creating, renaming the sheet and dragging and all that. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, so you can choose to save or not. So in this case, okay, let's see cancel. Let me close the other. Let me close this one instead. Let me close this one instead. Okay, so don't save. Okay, so I don't want to save, and let's continue. So the next thing what this is talking about is if you want to select an entire column or you want to select an entire, I don't want to cancel. This is what that time I was trying to save this file, and I think I clicked save twice. So let me just leave it for now so that you not distract us. So if you want to select the entire column or you want to select the entire rows, that is what that option we are is talking about. The directions, what we are asked to do there. So if I want to select maybe the entire column B, you see as I hover towards the column B, it shows a point arrow pointing down. That's to tell you that you want to select the entire all the data in that particular column. So if I click on it, it will select the entire column for me. So if I want to select the entire rows, for instance, now if you come to row 5, you see as I come to row 5, it has also is showing me arrow pointing towards the right that I want to select the entire row. So if I click it, it will select the entire. But if I want to select a particular cell in maybe column B and row 5, all I have to do is just click on the this place. But how will you know that you are actually in, if you are actually correct in the particular where you want to click column B row 5 in the name box? The name box will tell you, okay, this is where you are. So it tells you you select the right cell, or if I decide to rename, to give this particular cell a name, if I give it a name, you will see that's what you will be seeing there instead of B5. So as a data analysis, we will get there. We will still get to name ranges and how to name your works and all of that. We'll get there and later in the training. Okay, so this name box has told us we are in cell um column D, row 5. That is what it's trying to explain here. Then the next thing we are asked to do is, okay, the next part. Okay. So you have to want to select several cells in the same row, such as A1 to D1. You want to select several cells in the same row. You will not enter another row, just the same level of maybe A1 to D1, or you want to select this letters in the same row, maybe A1 to the same column, I mean to say, maybe A1 to A5. That is a range. It become a range. So that is what this option here, select several cells in the same row, such as A1 to D1 by clicking cell A1 and then drag. Let's just see that in action. It's always better when you see the practical is it is done. So we want to select a cell from A1, several cells, okay, from A1, maybe for instance up to I1. So what you do is to, if you select A1, I've selected it, right? But if you select it, then you hold, then drag. Understand? I wanted us to drag it to A1. Understand? If you select, you drag to where I want it. If it is A to D, just like they showed here, you have to select, then you select, then hold or double click and hold and drag. Understand? Double click, hold and drag. Double click, hold and drag to wherever. So you want to select as many cells as you want. Okay. Then the next is if you want to select a range of a column A1 to maybe A10. If you select A1, remember you have to, if you double click, you hold, then maybe A1 to A10. Understand? That's how you can be able to do that. We'll get to um how you can quickly select um um different columns, as in many columns at once without dragging, but we'll get there. I don't want to jump the steps. Okay, I don't want us to jump the steps. So the next thing is, now select a cell range which includes several rows and columns together, such as A1 to C5, by clicking A1 and then dragging the cursor across down to cell C5. So what we are asked to do here is, I want to select I've selected cell A1, then but want to select several columns and the several rows at the same time. And I want to select it from A1 to D5. So how I'll do that is double click the A1, then hold it down to A5, then drag it to D, understand, to column D. It will select several rows and several columns. I hope you understand what I'm explaining here. Do you understand the
Yes.
steps? Please let me know if you understand. I want to make sure that you're
Yes.
with
Yes.
me.
I'm grabbing. I'm following.
Okay. So this will help you understand when you're working with, you have data available on your in your workbook. So you don't have to maybe be maybe having trouble trying to select multiple cells or multiple columns and all of that. So these are basic things you need to know before you actually start other things, whatever you want to perform, cleaning data, calculating and all that. So if you don't know this, it might become difficult for you to select the data that you want to select. You have data available, you know how to clean data, you know how to write functions, but to select the data will become a problem for you. That is it. So that's why this is very, it is basic, but very important. So the next instruction is now to, okay, okay, let's go to, that's why you see what I'm saying. I don't know if we might be using, I'll need to download this file, but I don't know if it will take time. But let me just download it while we are explaining. If you need it, let me download it and see if it will open. Okay, let me see if I can download it from the side. Um, okay, it's downloading. So, okay, it has downloaded. So if I may need to open it, let me check. Okay, it has downloaded. So let me quickly open the file that I downloaded. Okay. So I want to open a new file, a new workbook here. So go to open or export. I mean open, export is you want to export, sorry. So go to open. Then I want to go to, let me browse. Let me go to browse so that I'll see the file that I just downloaded. So if you want to open, go to download. Hmm. Okay, see the file here. So I'll select it. So I want to open it in that particular sheet that I'm working with. So let me make sure that I'm not just doing it on my own. I'm following the instruction that we have. So the next tab, let me see what we have here. Okay, this is like telling you how to remember this option here. If you're using Excel for the web, understand, but we are using the desktop version. So you don't have to go to upload just like you see here. So what you have to do, you see how I just did that. You go to file, you can see the file has been added. You go to file, then you go to open, then you open a new file. You can see the file here has been added to the ones I'm working with. So you go to file, you go to open, you select the file you want to open, you import that file to your workbook. Okay, so we are going to be working with this particular workbook now. So let me see if I'll close this one. Then, should I save it? I don't, there's nothing done here, so nothing to save. So okay. So because this is an imported. Hmm. Okay. So because this is an imported file, when you import a file, you just like I imported a file from a server or from I just downloaded a file from the web and I imported it. That cell will warn you if you want to actually if you want to edit the file without clicking that edit. I've done that. You will not be able to edit anything. Yeah. So this is a data set available in our workbook. Okay, if you look at this data, you might notice some anomalies, some maybe missing cells, missing informations, and all of that. So, but let's follow the instruction and see what we can be able to do with this data. Okay, so okay, these are the click each for these are the tasks we have performed already. If you click on file, home, insert, formulas, whatever, then the new okay, let me see. Okay, this is an explanation of the tabs on the ribbon. They say click each of the following tabs in the ribbon: file, home, insert, formulas, data review, view to explore each of them and get acquainted with the ribbon. Okay, so you can actually do that. Say then double click any of the tabs to hide the ribbon. So what it's trying to say is we are in this. I thought I've closed this. If I cannot be wasting my time. Well, let's just go. So what this is trying to say is don't save, close file. Okay. When I saw that, I thought it was actually the one we imported. That's why I didn't close the file. So what this is saying, say we should navigate through the file, explore it, and see what you can be able to do on the file. You can be able to add a new worksheet in a workbook. Can be able to open, maybe if you want to open a new workbook, if you want to save as to give it, have control over what you save it as. You want to print it and all of that. Then it asks us to go to if you go to the home tab, you can see some functionalities, things you can be able to do in the home tab, on the insert, on the page. Just go through them personally. It's not something you do here. Go through them personally. You will navigate and see the options you have on each tab. Then the next thing you say is you can double click on any of the tab if I want to hide the ribbon. So for instance, if I double click on home tab, see it has hidden the ribbon for me. Understand? If I want to open it again, I can double click again. It will show the ribbon for me. So these are some functionalities you need to know about. Maybe if I want to view, I know I want to be in the home tab. I just want to view the data more. I don't want to the ribbon occupy some space. I'm not actually performing any task with it at the moment. So I'll just click on it. It will hide it so that I'll be able to view my data more. So let me see the next thing we have to. So say navigate around the worksheet. So click on any cell and move around the worksheet using the arrow keys up, down, left, and right. You can perform this. If you go to the tab, maybe just click on this place. So you can use the arrow keys on your computer to move, you know, to move around. If you want to move up, down, left, right, okay. If you want to maybe see more of the columns that we have in this worksheet, that we don't have to waste much time on that. So then the next thing is to click page down twice and then page up twice to move around a bit faster, which is useful if you have a lot of rows. So for instance, now let's say we have a lot of rows. Maybe if you keep going, we have a lot of rows. There are many. You cannot be maybe you cannot just click here, for instance, and you will be pressing one another. So what is telling us to do here is that you can actually use the page up. If you click on page up or page down, you can actually move faster. Okay, if I click it twice, for instance, maybe let me click here and I click page down twice, it will move faster for me if I'm going down. So I don't have to be, see, page up, page down. It's on your system. You look for it. PG up, PGDN is PG down, PG up is page up. You see it at the right in your button, in your keyboard. You see it at the right extreme of your keyboard. Okay, so it helps you to move down faster. So I don't have to be going down one after the other on what I want to do. Then another one you can do, what if you maybe, let me read through the instruction then. Okay, so you can click and drag the horizontal scroll bar and then the vertical scroll bar to move even quicker up. Okay, if you want to move the horizontal scroll bar or the vertical scroll bar, is on your system. Understand? This one is not the what's it called? Um, the button on your system. It's not the normal one that you want to be moving around. So you can use it. You click and drag the horizontal, you click it, then drag the horizontal scroll bar and then the vertical scroll bar to move even quicker. You click and drag. Understand? Let me show you. Let me show you on your, this one is not about the button. This is it here. Understand? So if I want to move down, for instance, let's say I want to move, this is the, if I want to move down, for instance, on this one now, I can move faster by, you click and hold to view the rows. Okay. If you want to move horizontally, you can actually click and hold. Understand? It also helps you to move faster. Understand? To view your data. Okay. So the next instruction is try out this useful shortcut in your worksheet. Okay, if you do press Control End, this will take you to the cell at the end of your data in the worksheet. So if I want to, let's go, let's say we are in, remember we are in A2 of our data. So I want to move to the end of this data. So if you click on the control button, then click on the end, you have it the same place I told you, you can find the page up and page down. If you click control button, then click the end, control home takes me back to the where the data, the first cell, the first row of this data. Then control N takes me to the last cell. Understand where the data ends. Okay, so that's, let me see the next thing we are asked to do. Okay, I've done the control plus home to take you back to the start of the data in the worksheet. Then you can also do press control plus down arrow to take you to the end of the column. So if I am in column A and I want to go to the end of that column, I'll click control down arrow. Or if I want to go to the top of that column, I'll click control, then up, control plus up arrow. So let's do that. So let's say I'm in, okay, A1 right now, and I want to to the go down to the last of the A column A cells. Understand? You click on the control, then down. See that down arrow on your system that you use to move around, whether you want to move up or down or left. If you click on it, I just click control, then plus down arrow. If I want to go up, control plus up arrow. And if you want to move left, maybe to the last column, the same thing control plus the right arrow. If I want to move to the end of the column, control plus left arrow. This is how you can move using the control button to, as in the shortcut keyboard, to move around faster and quicker. Okay. So the next thing we will do is, okay, um the next thing we'll do is, okay, select data. So we want to perform the following steps to learn how to select different parts of your data. Okay, so you can use the mouse to select cells if you prefer. So to select cell in a single row, you click select cell A1, then select cell A1 to D1 by using Shift plus right arrow. That is what I told you um, I wanted to do before, but I say let me not do it. But we will get there. Understand? I wanted to do it when I was telling you how you can select. If you want to know if you are cell A, maybe A1 to D1 or or thereabout. So how you can use um, the keyboard shortcut to actualize that. So you say we should select cell A1, then select cell A1 to D1 by using Shift plus right arrow. Okay, let's see if you can be able to do that. Okay, so we select cell A1, then select cell A1 by clicking Shift button, then um and the right arrow to move. That is what it's telling you to do here. Understand? I selected the cell A1 and I want to move to select the whole column. You can actually hold your shift button, then select the A1, then move. This time around, I'm not dragging. Remember the first thing, the first task on how to do this was to hold, double click, and drag. Okay, but another way you can do is to select that cell A1 or whichever cell you want to start moving from. Maybe from D instead of A1, let's try maybe from D1 to maybe G1. So if you hold your shift button, then the right arrow, I want to move right. That's why I'm using the right arrow. If it is left, I want to move, I'll use the left arrow. But you must hold your shift button while doing this selection. So you can see I've been able to select from D1 to G1. And you can also do the same if you want to select from maybe D1 to D5, a range of data. You hold your shift button, then be pressing the down arrow until you get to the particular row you want to select of that column. So it's a kind of keyboard shortcut for you to get things done faster. Okay, I've just done this second option as well. So then to select multiple contiguous columns and rows, you let's say you want to select column A, then you use Shift plus right arrow to reach column E. Okay, this is like this. I select the whole column A. Remember we did that. This is what it's talking about. If you want to select the whole column, you have to come here, right? At the alphabet or letter of that column, you see the point down arrow like I explained earlier. If you click on it, it will select the whole column. Now I want to select the whole column of A up to column D. So you hold the shift arrow as well. Then I want to move right, right? So I will now click the right arrow keyboard and I will move, selecting the whole column. This time it's not just selecting a particular row of that column. So with this keyboard shortcut, you can move around faster. You can select the whole column, maybe up to 4 or 5 columns or 10 columns, but you must hold the shift button to do that. So the next task is to select multiple contiguous column rows. Select column A, then hold control and then select column D. Okay, this is another way we can do that. So let's say now I selected the column A and I want to select up to column G, and I don't want to be using the holding the shift and clicking the right keyboard one after the other. You can also actualize this by clicking the shift, then go straight to that particular column. you want to select and click on it to select the whole column together. So this is now a faster way, but I just want to show you other steps you can do that. Then this is a quicker way to select the whole column and the row and all that without the same thing applies even if I just select maybe this column here now and I want to move to other um column, maybe column D or something like that, you have to hold your shift. And if you want to select, okay, let me make sure it's among this step. I want to explain something about if you want to select column A and column E alone. But let's see if it's among the steps so that I will not skip. Okay. So okay. Um okay. So number four says to select the entire worksheet. Okay, this time you want to select the entire worksheet. Okay. Before, I don't think they explained this thing here. So let me show you what I was talking about. To select column A, column D, and column F. Understand? They are actually the data I want to work with, I want to view, I want to do whatever I want to perform there. So remember, if I go over to the column A, I will be able to select the whole entire column. Now, but I want to just select A, D, and F. You hold your control button. Not this time it's no longer the shift button, but the control button. If you hold the control button, then you go to D, select, you go to F, select. Now I've been able to select while skipping other columns. Understand? Because I just want to select these three columns. So you achieve this by selecting the first column first, that is column A, then hold your control button, then start selecting other columns that you want to select. Okay. So then the next task is okay, say to select the entire worksheet. You click the corner button small, that gray. Okay, let me show you what that gray triangle in the top left of the worksheet. This is what it's talking about. So I want to select the whole worksheet. The whole worksheet. I want to select it. You see this gray button here. This particular is like it's a triangle. If I select it, it will select. If I click on it, it will select the whole worksheet. Okay, to select the whole worksheet for you. So the next thing is okay. The next thing is to select all your data. Select any cell in the data, then select Control A. Okay, this is another way you can do that. That's using the keyboard shortcut. So I've selected one of the data, then I'll click Control A to select all the data. Okay, this has selected all the data using the keyboard shortcut Control A. You understand? It's almost like the same thing where you did here when you want to select all the cells, column, and the this one will select only the available. Let me show you. This one select the whole worksheet. Understand? But if you want to select only the data, so you understand the difference. If I want to select, remember this one selected even the empty cells by clicking this place. You select the entire workbook, understand, or the entire worksheet. But if you want to select only your data, you have to select one of the data in that worksheet, then use Control A. It will select only the data available. You can see it didn't select the empty cells. So using Control A keyboard shortcut, select the entire data for you. Okay, that is it. So let me use the Control Home button again to go back to the first, the top of the data. So the next slide. The reason why I'm not using the present to do this is so that I can navigate faster to the Excel. Okay, so what are we asked to do here? Okay, we have completed the lab 2. So, okay, I think we have, let me see, we have completed these particular labs. Okay, I don't know if you have any question you can ask me. Do you have any question?
No.
Okay.
This thing that you copied, you exported, or that we are using, the files we are using on that sheet book, spreadsheet or
Mm,
worksheet.
mm.
Is it another application that the training we are now having? You go to the place, you read what we're going to do, then we go to the spreadsheet and do what you want to. Is it a site, or just is it in your own Excel?
Um, I don't understand your question. Say, can you put again?
We are working on inputting this thing, things, or words, or let me just say inputting datas
Mm,
in spreadsheet, which
okay.
is worksheet.
Mm.
Then there is another already made, or like say, is that an application that you always go in to go and look, read what you're gonna do before we go back to the worksheet in Excel, or is it included in your own Excel, the Excel you're using?
Is it the particular data that I used?
Yeah, there's a way, there's a place you copy the data, right? You
Okay,
say that you
it's from the
wanted to input
presentation. I
and
said I will share the file to you.
okay, okay,
Uh,
that's
you
where
will
I'm.
still go
All
through
right.
these steps. Understand? But
Okay,
I, first of all,
okay.
I have to teach it so that you understand. Understand?
All right.
Uh,
Hmm.
After teaching
Yeah, the
you, I
reason
will
I
share
thought
it
it
to
was
you. From that, it is a PDF file. You saw how I let me
okay.
show you where I downloaded the let me show you where I downloaded the worksheet that we are using. Let me go to present so that I will go straight so I can go faster. So okay, so I can move faster. Okay, see the where I downloaded the file that I'm using. Don't mind this thing. I don't want to go down. You can see this thing here. Wait, okay.
Explore the ribbon or what?
You can see it, Indian startup funding. So this presentation has anything we are working. Once we get to where we need to work with a data, we have a sample that we can
Yes.
use. So that sample, I just downloaded it here. But once I share this PDF to you, this presentation to you,
Okay.
you'll be reading it,
Yes.
you'll be performing the task one after the other. Then when you now get this exercise two, remember the first one, we are just teaching the basic, how you can select cells, but what we had there was empty cell. But this time we want to work with a data. Okay, maybe in our next class it might still be the same data, or if we need to import a new data. So what you will do is to download the data. You can also download data from data sources where you can download data online as a data analyst you want to use to practice, or maybe you download the data, you notice the data is dirty, you want to practice, maybe clean the data, do one or two, do sorting, sort the data, filter the data, perform some things. If you know how to visual, you might also create a visualization from that data, trying to solve a problem with that data on your own. You can actually do that. But for the purpose of this training, uh, every file, every data that we are using, you will have access to it. Even if it's not from this presentation, you will maybe, because this class is it's like an idea from different sources. I mentioned it when we started. I say Microsoft, Google, IBM. So it's like an idea they live from different sources. I brought them together. I use those resources together to teach you. Understand? To teach anyone that is involved in this training. So whichever one we are using, even if it is not a presentation like this, whatever data that I use, you will have access to it so that you can actually use it to practice now. That is why this is a comprehensive Excel training. So it's not like, uh, to be honest with you, If it is those that maybe you want to learn Excel in 2 weeks, I will not spend almost 2 hours in just teaching you the basics. But at least after this class, you know that you understand. If you watch the video, you know that you understand as a beginner because you're a beginner. So you have understand this. Understand there when you get to a level, we should show you some quick functionalities, how you can perform some quick tasks without doing them one by one. You can actually automate it or do one or two things and using some functions that can help you. When we get there, you will learn all of these things. That is why this is a comprehensive Microsoft Excel training. The timeline is 3 months for you to, become an expert, at least in Excel, before you start using other tools. Because data analysis is very broad. Understand? It encompasses almost different field. Understand? There are design. Design is involved when you come to data visualization. Project management is involved. Yeah, even digital marketing is involved. Understand? So US design, US experience, I mean to say, is involved. Prototyping and all that. So you get there. This is just starting for a new somebody that just got his device or her device and just start using a laptop, or not just about using a laptop, started with your first time to even touch Excel. So do you have any other question?
No.
Okay.
Oh,
So the this file will be uploaded in the drive. You can have access to it in the Google Drive where I gave you access to. Understand?
okay.
I'll upload it here, but the videos will be I'm saving it on
YouTube.
YouTube because Google Drive the space, this video is too large, 1 hour, 2 hours.
I understand.
Uh-huh. And even
Mm.
uploading it on YouTube and uploading it on Google Drive
Consume
consumes
more
more
data.
data. Yes.
Yes. No, YouTube, your YouTube channel will be the best so that if other people's,
The
people will still
YouTube
come across it. Mm.
the YouTube channel is 360 Code Camp. 360 Code
I
Camp.
know. I've subscribed since, so I think
You can
2 or 3
subscribe
days
there. You
ago.
can click on the subscription button, subscribe. Make sure that the bell is
My notification
a
is on
notification
since three
on.
days ago.
Yes.
Yes. I've
So
subscribed since 3 days or 4 days ago.
thank you
But
very
I
much.
even read there is another one you have already put.
Yes.
I think
Apart
three
from
video already.
the benefit of subscribing to the YouTube is apart from this training, other training, other things that I teach on myself, I upload them there. So even that, the one you are seeing there is sequel. We have not gotten to sequel. The one you are seeing there is just like introduction to sequel. Understand?
Mm.
That one is just a recorded video explaining some things about sequel. Understand? So that's the benefit of subscribing to the channel. It's not just about this training. You have access to, what I said, one of this training is that you have access to other resources, and not just that. You very soon you will be enrolling in other classes. But before that, I want to make sure that you understand. I don't want to rush it. You enroll because when you enroll there, you see you don't get there, you enroll into the data analysis class because they will have classes for other class. Then when you select data analysis, maybe they will might be before you know it, they are finished, maybe Excel, you enter Power BI. Meanwhile, you have not finished learning what you need to learn in Excel. So I want to make sure that you have understood Excel very well before Power BI because the skills, what you learn from Excel can be transferred to Power BI. When we start learning Power tools like Power Pivot and Power Pivot, Power Query, and all that, Power Query, Power Pivot, it's all the same thing. DAX. It's the same thing. Once you learn it, when you now get to Power BI, it will be like you are rehearsing. Then when we now start visualization with Power BI, you understand clearly better. So even on SQL, everything is the same, most the same. Though the syntax might look different, but this function, some perform the same function, whether on um, Python, whether on SQL, whether on in Excel or Power BI. But the only thing there is that the syntax might not be the same. So how you write the code for SQL is not the same you write for Python. The syntax are different. The same ways even in Excel, before you write any function, you start with equal to, then the name of that function, then you now put the range and the all that. But in SQL, it might not be the same. Understand? You just declare and declare the function and do other things you want to do in Python. But sum is sum, mean is mean, median is that when you start doing statistical analysis, standard deviation, all of this. You don't, it's no longer when they say you need to know math to do data analysis, as if you start doing calculation as a data analyst. These tools, this Excel has done, in fact, when you say
Every calculation.
sum this, you don't need to bring book and start doing math again. It is a mathematical tool. It is a statistical tool. Once you use that function, the thing has been programmed to do the calculation for you and present the answer immediately. So knowing maths and all that is just like, okay, at least you have a foundation and know that sum means to sum up something. Mean to mean means maybe there are mean
Minus
M-I-N
this
and the mean M-E-A-N. They are different. Medium, maximum, and all of that.
maximum. Some if the other ones.
Percentage of something, which is can also, I think it's the same as the when you say is it mean is to, I think you want to get the percentage of something. I've forgotten them. They mean the same thing. Then mean, minimum, max, maximum, wherever, just that the syntax might be different. So it helps a lot. Understand?
All right.
You get there. Honestly, you get there. You definitely get there. So do you have any other question?
No, everything is okay.
Okay. So please, if you come on, if you're joining us later or come across this video, please click the subscribe button on 360 Code Camp. You can also follow us on Facebook, 360 Code Camp on Facebook. Once you search 360 Code Camp, Code Camp, you'll be able to find us on Facebook and subscribe and follow us as well. Thank you very much for joining this class. Our next class will be on Tuesday.
Tuesday
Mm,
next week.
next week, yes.
Okay.
Probably, if possible, Monday. But the reason why I say Tuesday is if Monday didn't work out, though it could be possibly be on Monday. So,
How many times in a week?
2 times, 2 to 3 times.
Okay.
We want you to go 2 to 3 times. So if you have 2 times in a week, it's good to go. If we have time to go 3 times in a week, the main thing there is you to practice and you know the time it takes to edit this video, download. If to
It
say
takes,
I've
I
done what I
understand.
recorded and download it and share immediately like that, so those time it takes to edit and upload. And even to upload on YouTube, it's not just, you don't just go and upload. There are some things you do before
The flag events.
uh, yeah, even the title, captions and all that. You have to do something so that others to see though that for this lesson, every video, most of the videos I shared are like unlisted. Understand? Like unlisted. When I send the link to you, you can have an access to that. So
Okay.
thank you for
So
joining.
now, uh, let me still go back to training. I understand everything you did today and the naming and the cell. And I know that every cell that you touch is the active cell. So a ribbon, say ribbon, a row and a column. Their intersection is called a cell. Then a column and the top of the column we have a ribbon and the tabs.
Yeah.
And every tab has its own ribbon.
Now you can explore those ones on your own, like I mentioned
Yes.
it there. Uh,
It's
you
okay.
can explore the ribbon, the tabs, each tab, the file, home, view. You can explore them and see so that when
The
we are performing a
alignment front.
task, you know, okay, if you want to insert, where you need to go. If you want to, or if you want to view, maybe zoom the data, anything that has to do with viewing. You have to, you
Yes.
have to go. If you want to perform maybe other things you need to do, function, you go to formula tabs and others. So you can explore it on your own. That's one thing. Before,
Yeah. I made that already.
hmm?
I say I'm doing that already, my
Oh,
brother.
okay,
I'm doing
okay,
that
that's
already.
fine. That's fine. Yes, that's fine. No problem.
All right.
All right. So,
Okay. Till Tuesday.
till Monday or Tuesday.
I'm on Tuesday.
All right. Thanks for joining.
Mm. You're welcome.